Alrighty, Doc here from North America. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening somewhere. So, what do we have today? It's TGIM. Thank goodness it's Monday. And at the same time, they're trying so hard. They need to lower rates. They need to do something for Mr. Biden. They've just got to do something. And it's so much on the edge. And now, as Doc was saying, and there's titles of different webinars about how they're losing confidence in the Bureau of Labor Statistics. And, Mr. Powell, about a week and a half ago, started the process. When he starts saying something, that it's all part of the fun and games. It's part of the smoke and mirrors. It's all part of the same fun that they've been doing since basically 2009. And so, we're getting so used to it over the years. It's been not hard for me to predict, something like 8.5 out of 10 times right on just the news story. What it's going to be. And, of course, the major headline this morning is California. Let's show it to you. Let's even show you the major headline this morning. This way they can say, yeah, see, we're lowering rates because something's wrong. Well, surprise, surprise, it wasn't my finger. Exactly. So here, let's check this out right there on Zero Hedge on the front. As the it just jumped across. They moved it with the welfare offices providing voter registrations forms to illegals without proof of citizenship. This is the one we're talking about. This was heads up until about 5-6 minutes ago. California reveals all job gains in 2023 are fake. And who told us that? The Bureau of Labor Statistics of California, which is run by the legislature, which is a bunch of Democrats. How about that? So they just kept on warning us and warning us. Mr. Powell warned us. Mrs. Yellen, I don't know, Mrs. Yellen seems to be on the same boat ride as Mr. Biden. They both seem to be out there adrift and going nowhere. I mean, if you put them in a room with you and you ask them about, does the sun rise in the east or does it rise in the west, they would have to basically sit and think about it for a while. They're not really sure. And matter of fact, if you could get one to say west and the other one to say east, they probably would switch each other's out after a while, going, oh, no, I meant east. And the other one would probably said west. So it's all transitory to them at this point. Everything is transitory in every which way. It's all transitory. And so, it is what it is. And so are they going to get that lower interest rate? I would have to believe yes. So let's go over to, we'll show you the beta again of the dollar index, because that's literally the signal for, the rates and what they're doing in the US of A. And so you can see here, we've been in a weekly buy for a few weeks here, and it'll start to catch up. And let's take a look at it live right here, over here, over there. The Yanks are coming. Okay, let's see, where's it at? Right. The dollar is coming. Dun, 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 dun. Over here, over there. The Yankees dollar is coming. La, 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 la. Look at that. Moving down nicely. Nice curve. It's way overbought, as you can see. Look how high it is above the manifolds itself. And so, it is starved. It is starved to tell us. Here, let me show it to you. It's starved to tell us we need to lower rates. If we lower rates, then maybe we'll be able to report things. I have to stop right there. I have no idea what lowering rates is going to do to them, more than just make a couple people be able to borrow more money in some form, some way, I mean, that's pretty much what it comes down to. They just want to make it so everybody can borrow money on some way or somehow. And so that's the name of the game there. It's just there's nothing else to be said, really, I guess. There we go. So. What do we got going on here? So that's where we are. That's the answer to the whole question. And, as we said, they don't have any other policy. So that anybody wants. Matter of fact, there was a really interesting, there was an interesting headline. Let me think where that was, because I'm just reading something else. Let me find this one. This is interesting. It fits with what we're looking at, basically. And where is it at? Where is it at? Bitcoin under 61,000. Interesting. I saw this and I thought it was fascinating. The administration, people in the administration, are confused why people are unhappy with them. They may have taken November really quick. They may have taken it off. Let's see if we can find it on. We go to here, and we'll find that. Let's see. It looks like our beta is being sent over to me as we speak. We're going to have a new beta very soon. Let's go to there. Go to here. I want to show you this other article. Didn't really think of it as being important at the moment. But now that, I guess you could say is now that, let's see, where's it at? Where is it at? Where is it at? Not there. Not there. Yeah, they're confused why people are not liking the policies. I can't find it now. They've pulled it down. Biden administration asked, no, that's not it. No, they pulled it down. It's gone. That's interesting. So anyway, all right, that's enough. We have enough evidence that what I ramble about can be, a week and a half, a couple days, a day, or a week and a half or 2 weeks ahead of the curve of what is actually going on. It is just that strange a situation going on at this point. All right, so let me see now. We can talk about it tomorrow probably. Okay. Looks like we got a beta. Let me just tell them I am live on my webinar. $30. There we go. All right. Yeah, it looks like we got the new beta, Robin. We got the new beta, baby. What do we got here now? Okay, Robin says, hey, traders, what are you trading today? Cool. Looks like we got the new beta. So I can't focus into it until after the webinar. But we'll be probably using that tomorrow. I'm looking forward to this. It wants me to sign in. I'm like, oh, I can't. You need to go to sign in and sign in before continuing. Yowzer, I'm there, baby. I am there. I can't wait to see this. This is going to be a blast. All right. So back to the webinar. Back to our regularly scheduled thing. Yep. Yeah, the new beta, and it will be, it'll be only 15 minutes behind on a weekly versus compared to 2 days behind. Yay! All right. So, again, we see today the dollar index dropping. I guess what we should do is take a look at some of the currencies. You would think that with that type of news that maybe they're going to start realizing it very soon. Oh yeah, I see the euro already popping up. Yep, look at that. The euro is popping up, showing some strength, and it's coming out. And this is curve from the oversold. So we're at the beginning of this. I think they're going to cut the rates. You know, when you take the bluest, biggest state in the United States, and they come out and say Maya Copa, they say, "Oops, our numbers are wrong." Then you take one of the biggest Democrat cities, the Federal Reserve of Philadelphia, which also controls pretty much most of the Northeast. So, in other words, it's a very strong Federal Reserve that does business and productivity and growth and all that stuff. The New York Fed is more geared towards currencies and gold. The Philadelphia Fed kind of leads from Washington all the way up to Boston, basically. And so the Philadelphia Fed came out and said the same thing in the article. Same thing. I mean, I can show it to you. They said the same thing. I'm going to say that a third or fourth time. Same thing. The California said. So they're working in an organizational structure. How do we get some good news out there? Because they're showing Mr. Trump polling as high as 10 percentage points. He's polling 60 to 40. Over 50%, I'd imagine, or something of that nature, 55, 45, or 40, something like that, or because Iowa almost has them 20 points above. So you got to figure Iowa has more Democrats registered than Republicans. So if Iowa is showing that, then what's showing up around the nation at this point? It must be really bad, and they can only steal so many votes. Compared to what they used to do, because the votes. Now, what is that? Are we watching the same thing? Wait a second here. Are we back to that situation again? Wait a second. Something's wrong here. I'm watching live. Oh yeah, no, it is. That's me there. It's just in a delay. That's all. Yeah, it's a delay. Okay. I hear myself singing now. That was like. Oh yeah, that was me a while ago. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah. So this delay of the politicians trying to find a way to lower those rates. They've been trying to do it since November, and now they are doing, like I said, the Maya Copa. Oh my goodness, our stats are so bad that they're all false for a whole year. So employment is not that good. So the Fed can lower rates. And will they care? You see, I think this is their logic. They're going to release more strategic oil into the economy from the military and try to bring down some inflation that way. I don't think it works that well. And bringing interest rates down from 5.5 basically down to 5 is not really going to help that much. Matter of fact, it may scare the market in the sense of, if they don't see things stopping inflation, it makes it even more nervous, because the bond vigilantes, they can't be controlled. That's why they call them vigilantes. The Federal Reserve tries. It's been trying with quantitative easing since 2009, basically. So was that, and we're in 24, so that's 15 years. And they've known it before that. They never could control the bond traders. The bond traders are an over-the-counter market, like the way the currencies are. Only difference is that the currencies are more controlled by the central banks, whereas the bonds are so big a market, the central banks can't even deal with them. That's why they have, there's times where you see like a bad bond auction and everybody just runs. And it's like the Fed can't hide the bad bond auction, whereas they can hide currencies dropping. They can come in and pick it up. Now, they're both over-the-counter markets, but one is controlled more by fundamentals and statistics, and that is the currencies, of course. In other words, they look at inflation and employment and all the fundamentals. Whereas when it comes to the bonds are such an enormous market that there's no controlling them, and it's the traders themselves and the dealers themselves that are controlling them. And it's like, just a whole different game. When I worked in the hedge fund industry, we had 3 bond traders in our room. Actually, our hedge fund operation was run by the bond guys in the sense that they didn't tell us what to do. They just, controlled the operation, and they were the bosses in a sense. So in other words, they just let us fly and do whatever we wanted to do. If we wanted to do something strange, we just said, hey, we wanted to go do this, and they said, okay, go do it. But I sat there, and I didn't work out of the office much, but only a couple of days a week. But when I watched those bond traders make transactions, it was, I want to call it highway robbery. That's the only way to describe it. Highway robbery, legal. Yeah, legal. Highway robbery, legal. And they can't pass a law to change it, since it's not like the New York Stock Exchange or an exchange controlled by one of the 2 agencies, the Securities Exchange Commission or / the Federal the Futures Trading Commission, the FTC. Neither of those had any power over a over-the-counter market, and so they do what they want to do, and the governments have very little to say about it. I know it's hard to believe, but it is. So, anyhow, we're going to see some interest rates chopped. Now, let's go take a look at, I'm going to take a look at the 30-year maybe? Let's see what the 30-year is looking like this morning. And the currencies, don't be surprised if the currencies start to leap up. Let's see, that's not it. It's right there. Okay. Right there, a 30-year bond. 30-year bond is flat. See that right there? It's flat. So they're not exactly, they can, they already know the news. They're ahead of the curve. The bond traders are always ahead of the curve. So because that's where the world really gets its money, is from the bond markets. You float a bond, they give you money. That's the normal. That's the normal way. The abnormal way has been the last 15 years, where you borrow money and then you pay. You borrow money, and at the same time you get paid interest to do it. That's the quantitative easing way. All right, let's go back to the currencies, and let's look at cable. Cable's been much firmer over these last couple of weeks. Let's see what it's doing today. Trying to lift up, but having its issues. Also, it fell into the weekly sell. Let's steal this weekly sell and just move it over. There it is. Closed in the weekly sell. And let's see how long it takes for this thing to start turning up. Wouldn't surprise me if the... Where did the weekly go? Just had the weekly a few seconds ago. I'm just going to close this and reopen it again. Close workspace. No, don't save it. Here's the stock market out of it all. Stock market, you can hear, we're going to show you the very short term, or let's midterm, our midterm. There it is right there. You can see this was the, basically the Asian hours, Europe. Yes, that's right. So that's midnight. And then what is that? That is, okay, here's the European hours right here. That's what that is. What's that? What is that? That is, that's Friday. That's what that is. Okay, so you can see here is the European hours right there. They took it up. And now, somewhere in the middle of it all, they started selling it back down again. And you can see that our algorithm is deeply underneath at the moment. Pushing down again, but it's not taking out that low from Friday. And we're looking at this one. Let's see, let's take this one. This is a little bit bigger and longer term. Let's tighten it up a little bit, like so. It's trying to push itself into the sell. Went into the buy here, and it's not been a very good buy. And now it's trying to push into the sell. It still has 12,662 contracts to trade. Slow, it's this time of the day. All right, and that is the U.S. stock market. Just being here's a very short term, like every minute or so. You can see it. This is a full Tesla, 693, and you can see they started around at 4 in the morning, right around in here. I guess it is. No, it was even earlier. About a half hour into the European Open, they started selling it down. Tried to lift it again with a lower high, and then finally made a new lower low. Took out that low. And now they are battling, can't take out these highs, and now we're flirting with taking out this low. So we've taken out that low with that, and we'll see how it hesitates and plays and twists and turns and does all its things there. Now let's go back to the currencies again. Unless someone wants to see something, then we'll go right to whatever you want to see. Okay, here we go. There it is. And there you see this is really starting to perk up. And look how close it is. That's the euro. Again, over here on the... You see right there. Let's get rid of that. That's how I lost it last time. Let's move that over like so. And this closed in a weekly sell last week. The weekly sell. Let's see. Look how high up it is compared to the euro. Much higher, making higher highs, not higher and not lower lows. And I think the euro, to a great extent, has finished its game off there too. Let's look at the inflation fighters. They are cool. They've been able to drop interest rates 2 times now. And their currency is doing just fine because they did all the work. Yep. The Central Bank of Switzerland has done a great job. I wish maybe one of your people want to come and work for the Fed, because the Fed is lost and spiraling out of control and has no idea where they're going. All right. They're saying basically the bond traders and everybody are basically saying that the U.S. Fed at this point is the most irresponsible U.S. Fed we've ever had. All right. From there, we go over to the yen. Let's see what the yen looks like. And there's the yen. And you can see the yen is playing with that 60 area. We talked about that, how it's going to slowly climb its way back up into that area. They've got a lot of issues. The political and financial issues of that country right now are making it really have a tough inflation rate. That's what's happening. I mean, when you see this currency go up like that, it increases inflation in that country. And so, we see there they've really swung hard back and forth over the last day. You can see it. There's Friday, and so there is. Yep, right there. You can see it. See that right there? We popped it up on Friday. Tried to bang on the 60, 59.84. And then today they ran it up to 59.93, so 159.93. And they're trying to back off a little bit. We're in the buys. It's been gliding up, unfortunately. And so we'll see how they do with that. Jump over to the Great Experiment. There's the Great Experiment playing with the top end of its range. It's in a daily buy for a couple days. Still one of the daily buys right there. And it's still in that weekly buy. It doesn't seem to want to... Let's move the zero line up. There's the zero line right there. It doesn't seem to want to stop whatsoever. It's just still pushing. There's just not a lot of love for the Turkish lira. But if it would just stay in this range for another year and a half, that could be very positive for the country. Maybe that'll show, if nothing else, that maybe the Great Experiment has finally figured out the correct formula. Maybe that's what it means. From there, we go to South Africa. Look at that little bounce up. I haven't seen any particular news on it. They got a unity government right now with anybody and everybody just about. And they're they're trying to disrupt a healthy unity party. So, because the ANC is kind of a real twist of supporters. They didn't really know why they were doing it to begin with, but now they know what they've done has really been a horrible thing. The ANC should have just become a basic political party, not trying to reinvent the country. At this point, they want to kill most of the white people. That's what the last member of the Unity Party wants, is they want to kill all the white people and take their property. Oh yeah, that's a good way to grow things. You can see how well Africa grows when they do that type of thing. So it's an insanity, just a total insanity. Marxist ideology is very, very tough on open markets, free people, free markets, free minds. Basically, it's one size fits all. Our way or no way. That's usually what it is. So this little bounce here today is not a good thing. Let's go take a look at gold and see what the gold is doing because of that. Now I see here gold is higher on the beta. So let's go over to the beta. Oh, I can't wait to open up the new beta. Me can't wait. Let's see, where's it at? Right there. You can see here gold is trying to lift up. So that's pretty cool. You can see the weekly, it's trying to go into the weekly buy for Friday. So that's cool. So you can see here, South African Rand has been dropping and gold has been rising. Let's just show it to you again. So as gold is right here rising, going up like that. Can you see that? You can't really see that, can you? So you see right here, gold has been trying to rise. It's trying to go up from the 2300 area, or 2290, that it's run back up to almost the 2360 area. So it's been trying to rise over those weeks. And at the same time, we go to our live one, and you can see here it's been dropping. So it's been good. It's been dropping, and now you're getting this little pop. So that's, that concerns us. Definitely concerns us. We'll see what that does, but right now that is a concern. I don't, and they said Bitcoin is getting smacked. We'll have to take a look at that. Let's see. So that is that. All right. So from there, let's see. Oh, okay. There is my password. I want to open it and see what it looks like. I've got to open it and see what it looks like. I'm so hungry to do so. Let's see what that says. I just want to take a look at it. I see he's giving me a password. Oh, so neat. And maybe if it makes any sense, we'll give you a quick view of it too. Let's see, where is it at? Right there. All right, we're getting ready to push the button. Where do you put the symbol? Product type. Okay, there we go. We have two products in there. Ooh, baby. And yeah, 621. Okay, that's Friday. That's good. Where's the weekly? I don't see no weekly yet. Where's the weekly? Let's see. All right. Cool. Looks good. We're at a start. Excellent. All right, now, brown cow. Let's go over to silver and gold. Let's look at it on both of those. And I think I'm going to check out Bitcoin too. There's gold. Gold is trying to lift up. It's in a sell still. Look at that. On Friday, they had an idea that some issues were going to kick out, but it's up a little bit. But it's in a daily sell and a weekly sell still here. Whereas on the beta, it's trying to go into the buy, which is usually a good warning. Silver, same situation. They sold it down on Friday, and it's trying to turn up this week, but it's still in a weekly sell. So we're seeing... and so there's a headline that says, Trump at rally in Philadelphia and Biden at Camp David. And then then we go to look at copper. Copper, same situation. So all the metals are acting the same way. Let's see. Platinum's the only one that's been lifting. I thought that was like a warning sign. What we like to call the most dangerous short in the world right here. Platinum. And let's go take a look at, I like the way Cash Bitcoin is on the beta. So let's put that on there. Let's see how that looks. Woo! There's a smackadoodle. Yeah, look at that. So they've dropped it about 3,000 points, I guess? $3,000. So went down from 6,300 and what's that? 63,300 down to 61,140 basically. And oh no, it was lower. 60,853. So that's like $3,350. It's trying to bounce back a little bit. You see here, it closed in a weekly sell last week. Right there. Closed in the weekly sell. And it's been in a daily sell. So that's why I like looking at the Bitcoin on the beta. I find that to be a really, really cool. Highway to the Danger Zone. They're playing on the Financial Channel. How about that? Do, do, do. He was down in South Philadelphia. He was down in South Philadelphia. I think he's going to win South Philadelphia, without a doubt. Yeah. Big Democrat town. Trumpy, he's a character. All right. What else we got going on there? I guess that's about it, really, when it comes to the Bitcoin. And we've seen what the metals are doing, except for platinum. Platinum's lifting up, which I say is an incredibly dangerous short. An incredibly dangerous short. Yeah, that's a real tough thing, All right, now from there, let's jump over to energies. See what the energies are up to. And there is crude oil. Crude oil a little bit up today, which is nice. It closed in the sell on Friday, did it? Yeah, I think so. Let me just double check that. No, it didn't. It didn't close in the sell on Friday, but it's flirting with it today. And so you can see here, it's in a weekly buy. Last week it started off early in the week in a weekly buy, and it's been in a daily buy since back in here. Oh, you can't see that. Let's go over there and show you that. Well, let's do this too. Let's put it up on the beta like that. Come on, beta. There we go. And let's show it to you here too at the same time. So you can see here, went into the daily buy here, and it's been in there, and it's trying to get into the sell today, and it's climbed into the daily buy off of this one in here. So energies. It's really hard to believe. I mean, the story is, see this here. I guess it was up in here. He announced that he was going to remove more strategic oil from the military and float it into the Northeast over the next couple months, right before the election. And that's very everybody knows it, and they're not happy about it. Let's put it that way, because they want it to stay there for the military. It's not supposed to be there. It's not there for anything more than that. That's what it's there for. It's not there for nothing else but that. And he's using it for politics, so it's driving people crazy. All right. So. What's next? Let's go over to Brent. And let's put it, also you'll see it on the beta right there. You know how it's been in the daily buy, and in this case here you can see on the beta, crude oil has been in a buy for going on a third week. So now let's show you Brent. Brent's looking the same way. There's Brent. So it went into the buy back on was it the 7th, and then the 14th it was in a buy, and now Friday it was in a buy. 3 full weeks, and we'll see how they treat it. And you see here just that little pressure on today. Is that today? Yeah, that's today. See, that's today right there, and you can see it pressed into the sell on Friday right there. No, wait a minute, that's showing today. So there's Friday. So it's pressing into the sell today. It's already showing it. Showing the 23rd. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, it's giving us last night data. From there, we move over to natural gas. That's because we had a 4-day week, so it's the old beta is a little bit more functional when we lose a day in the middle of the week. It's odd. You can see it's been slowly gliding down. You can see it's been mostly in a daily sell except for 1 day out of it all. So it's like 7 out of the last 8 days it's been in a sell. Just like up in here, there's 4. It's been in a sell basically since this one right there. And you can see here the weekly came in a weekly sell, and right now it's trying to tell us that they're trying to go back into the weekly buy, which is a little surprising. See how that straightens out tonight. From there we go over to, see that is, we go to Spain and take a look at the Spanish energy company. There it is there. They knocked it down on Friday right there, you can see. There's the Friday, the 21st. And you can see it's trying to lift up a little bit. It's been in that daily sell for a while, and it's been in that weekly for a solid 3 weeks now. So as long as that energy company in Spain keeps on aiming in the down direction, we're in good shape. I mean, really, that's what it comes down to. We'll be in really good shape. We'd like to see that stay that way, and this way Europe doesn't freeze to death or spend every euro they have to prop it up. So looks like overall the Dow Jones Industrial Average is up about 90 points. It's almost lately it's been like a pairs trade. So the Nasdaq is down a third of a percentage point, down 64 points, and the Dow is up like 24 a quarter percentage point. It looks like a pairs trade going on between the Dow 30 and the tech stocks. And then the S&P is down almost unchanged. It's down 3.5 points, or 2.5 points. I'm sorry, and it's like not even a tenth of a percent. It's just very mild. So it's very lately the Dow Jones Industrial Average has been totally the opposite of the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq's been making all-time highs, and the Dow has not. Now the Dow is trying to lift towards all-time highs, and the Nasdaq is backing off. So it's like they're buying the Dow 30 and shorting the Nasdaq 100. There's a small murmur. That's what we call it, a small murmur, or there's a mild concern. It's the same thing as a small murmur. There's a mild concern that AI, like 40% of the growth we've seen in the last year, is from AI, and it's carrying the market up dramatically. It's up, I don't know, like 100 and some odd percent. So, 40% of the AIs are up, and it represents some crazy number, like over 100% of the gain in the Nasdaq. It's like 120% of the gain in Nasdaq. So it's, in other words, it's just those, and then the rest of the stocks are doing nothing. So there's a small concern out there that they're watching AI numbers and they're not seeing the earnings yet, and they're thinking to themselves, is that like an internet bubble of 99, 2000? That's what they're thinking. That's exactly what they're thinking. And so it has them concerned. That's what it comes down to. It has them concerned. They're not sure what is that's all about. And because of that, it's making, it would make sense. I mean, the Dow 30 has Intel in it. It has 8 or 9 of the tech companies. It's unfortunate but true. That the Dow now is more ruled by the Nasdaq than by the New York Stock Exchange. So, I mean, Honeywell is a good tech company. It's a software company in a sense for professional organizations. But that's a New York stock, whereas Intel is a Nasdaq stock, Microsoft is a Nasdaq stock, Apple is a Nasdaq stock. Trying to figure, you can go through that list real quick, but it's a real concern that maybe the earnings are not going to be what everybody was hoping them to be, and that we saw what being an over-the-counter market, it's hard to control those prices. That's why the Nasdaq has like twice the volatility of the rest of the trading, basically. Let's see if we can find it here. Barron's, right there. There we go. And let's put up on there the stocks without me guessing them, and how much is tech in a sense, Let's see, where's it at? Let's find all the stocks in there. Let's see. It'll spit out in a few seconds here. Per share values. Yeah, I think that's it right there. I think I got them. There it is. Okay, so what we have is Amgen, a biotech. And then you have Apple. And then you have Cisco Systems, wireless. And you have, there's Honeywell, that's the New York stock. IBM in New York stock. Intel, it's a NASDAQ. Let's see. Microsoft is in there. Let's see who else. I think Nike is an over-the-counter. Salesforce. It's not a tech stock per se, but it uses tech talent. Amazon's in there. So again, it's like Salesforce in a sense. So it's it would make some sense. I mean, Nevada's not in there, and now that's the biggest stock in the world. So when that sells off, maybe then they'll put it in there. All right. So from there, Okay, what do we got from there? We've got, let's see, there's crude. So we did, oh, okay, we looked at the last of the energy stocks, the one in Spain. So from Spain, we will drift over to, let's take a look at the world indices unless someone wants to see something. You know, that's the way we roll around here. Just put something up on the chat line, we'll go check it out. So from there, let's go over to, let's see what cocoa's doing. Cocoa has moved down from the 11,000 area down to the 8,000 area. So it's moving like the way the crypto is. Let's see. We got, what else is there on that? Let's see what coffee, where's coffee at? I always like looking at coffee. I like coffee. I think that's it right there. That's coffee. Coffee's stepping up. It's been more of in a buy for like the last 4 weeks. You know, it's probably going to start a 5th week in it. It's been sideways down more, it takes out the highs, takes out the lows. And now they're trying to take out the highs again. And then let's go to Japan, since we've seen what the Japanese currency is doing, is playing with the 160 area. So let's see what the Nikkei is doing. There it is right there. There's the Nikkei. And you can see Friday was down, but look at that. Today they popped it back up again. And so there's the pressure right there. Let's see. So now from there, we have what's left in this. Let's go to the Kospi down in South Korea. Now you see that's been pressured for the last couple of days. Friday went into a sell, but it was in a green dot, so you had to wait. Now today they're pushing on it, but we're also in a weekly buy, so you can't take the short at all. That's pretty good. It's holding up in the high areas. From there, we'll go over to Taiwan, to Taipei, and look at the Taipei index. You see that is down today, and you can see it's it's showing you a sell there, but at the same time, you can't take them. You know, for a country that's being threatened by its neighbor all the time, stock market. I mean, what's the stock market doing in Ukraine? You know, it's obviously not that threatened because it's going after all kinds of highs. You know, the Taiwan market there. So you know, it has a lot to say when you hear the media say one thing, and then you look at the actual price of things and you go, wait a minute, why is that not? You know, it's like sometimes they'll go like, oh, and the stock market is crashing, and in fact it's not crashing at all. But they say those things. It's very weird. Our media is a spin machine. Let's see. Looking for another currency, stock index that's you know, in the middle of a conflict. And let's see. Not there. I'm looking for one. Let's see. Was it? Stock index. Let me just check it. That's not it either. Let's try one more thing. Well, anyway, we're going to go over to the Philippines. Let's take a look at the Philippines. There's the Philippines. They're feeling the pressure. I mean, they keep on fighting with the Chinese. You know, water cannons and hand-to-hand stuff out in the water. They're doing all kinds of goofy stuff. So it is what it is. There we are. There it is. Okay, now I see it. I was looking for something. I'm looking at one. Let me put it up on the screen here. Let me see if I can find it again. Right there. Paste. That doesn't seem to make any sense. Why are we not seeing it? Paste again. Huh. Interesting. And I want to show us it. Well, Google MarketWatch has it. That's interesting. Let's see if we can put a chart of it on MarketWatch. Let's see, where is this thing here? I'm not used to using MarketWatch. Charts. You know what we'll do? We'll save that for tomorrow. Let's go over to Shanghai. And, ooh, we're making another new low. Wow. Look at that. I mean, this thing has been gliding down for a while. I mean, with all the bankruptcies, you know, it's gone from 3,125 down to 2,975 in a sell for weeks. So Shanghai is doing a very poor job. Let's take a look at Hang Seng up in, there it is. That's pretty calm. I mean, they sold it off at the same time, and then it stopped. So, in other words, it's not taking out the 17,000 or anything like that. It's trading at 18,000. And it's coming down from 19.5. So, when you look at that compared to the Shanghai right there, it's definitely getting beat up way more. Wow. That's a lot of pressure on it. A lot of pressure. Let's see where the weekly looks like in the Hang Seng too. Where are you, Hang Seng? I just saw you. There it is. The weekly is 4 weeks compared to Shanghai's 5 weeks. And it seems to be calming down. It's trying to bounce back up again. Whereas Shanghai is... well, it's trying to bounce up a little bit too. It's trying to turn around. So they're both trying to turn around a little bit there. Yeah, interesting. All right. What else is there? How do we get that? Performance. Okay. So from the continent of China, let's go over to the Singapore Straits Times right there. It's lifting up today. It tried to start selling off too a few weeks ago, but notice it didn't go far, but it was pressured. There's no doubt about that. Look at all those sell days, all the way to there. So today it's trying to climb into the buy. It's 3 weeks in a sell. Maybe this week they'll start to turn that back up too. You know, it's definitely. You know, the Asian markets are having their issues back and forth, but what's fascinating is to watch that strength in Taipei. Taiwan doesn't seem to care about the noise. So, all right, I guess we should come up with a title. We'll have to come up with a title. Yeah. All right, we will look for a title, and we'll put that in. And so I guess we're done for the day, and I can go look at my new beta. And it looks all right. So, happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you, to all our trading friends. Later, later, traders. Have a safe and smart trading day. Take care now. Bye-bye.